Hey, everybody, and welcome to my latest talk stream about entertainment. And this time we're focusing on two of the latest trailers that have hit. One hit today, one hit yesterday, and they are both my type of porn. And that is, of course, The Mandalorian and Dracula. I have been waiting for both of these for so long. And I am very, very excited. Let's talk Dracula first, because if you can't tell, I'm a bit of a horror geek, if this didn't give that away. And so the Dracula series is by Mark Gatiss and Stephen Moffat, who you may or may not know or remember if you aren't a fan of great British TV. Stephen Moffat was in charge of Doctor Who for a number of years. His final season was this one behind me on this display. Mark Gatiss was also part of Doctor Who. He starred in a few episodes. He wrote a few episodes, and he also co-created Sherlock with Stephen Moffat, which is a worldwide phenomenon, and gave Benedict Cumberbatch basically the biggest career around right now. So what is really fantastic about this is they are stating, now I've read a couple of things, but what they're saying right now about Dracula is that it's going to be a period piece, which the trailer that we got really speaks to that. But now I've heard something else. I've heard that this is going to follow Dracula as he has to take on the descendants of his enemies throughout time. So we'll see how that goes. There's 3 parts. I believe they are going to be feature-length parts. So they're doing them like they did the Sherlock series. And I'm really excited because Mark Gatiss is a massive horror buff, like a hardcore old school horror fan. He loved and grew up with the Hammer Studios films, which if you don't know what those are, go look them up. Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing, the same cadre of actors would be in these films, and they were just beautiful, dark, fairy tale, bloody boobs, and just all kinds of gorgeousness. And what they did basically was they went back and took the stories that Universal had done in the 30s and upped the ante on them in the late 50s throughout the 60s. And made them color, made them far bloodier, far sexually charged, more really utilizing everything that they could with them. They were not that high a budget, but they had talent, and they had good writing and great actors. And so Gatiss grew up watching these just like I did. And I've interviewed Mark Gatiss before, and we've talked about horror, and we've talked about how big of an influence these things were. Well, so when he cast his Dracula, who is a actor named, and I'm going to probably not say this first name correctly, it's Klaus or Klaus. It's almost like Klaus Bang as Dracula. He's 52 years old. They're not younging this up, which I am so thankful for. And you actually, for Dracula to really be pulled off in that Christopher Lee fashion, you can't have like some ingenue young lad playing him. You need somebody that has the gravitas and the life experience and the face. And he looks like if Bela Lugosi and Christopher Lee had a child together, and this is what happened. And he looks amazing. And this trailer that they showed, holy shit. The trailer it was only like 47 seconds long. And then within it, you see nuns in unison brandishing giant stakes and ready for battle. You've got this just really disturbing scene where a fly goes into this man's eye and he doesn't really feel it because he's probably dead or undead or getting there. You've got fingernails falling off like a dead body would have on someone. You've got this corpse-looking creature, which may or may not be Dracula, dragging himself up out of this ship's hold, which is probably the Demeter. That's probably a scene from there, because we do see that in there. And just all kinds of just unnerving and crazy and unexpectedly cool and just out there stuff. And then you've seen images of him throughout, but at the very end, you get this gorgeous close-up of Dracula himself being menacing with Christopher Lee blood red contact lenses and these great teeth that are just raggedly, they're almost human, but they're not quite. And he's got these fingernails that are fantastic. They're not super long, but they're definitely, something that could do damage. And it's a perfect entry to it. Now, I believe they did show either the full 2-hour original episode in the UK last night, or at least parts of it. So some people have seen at least more than we have with that trailer. So that is a thing that's happened. According to what I've read, because there hasn't really been any official release, I guess, on the date that it's coming. We have to wait until Christmas. I love the fact that they're doing it on Christmas. I think that's hilarious. Maybe would have been nice to have had it Halloween, but here in the States, we're supposedly going to have it on Netflix, but I don't know when. In the UK, the rumor, as I said, what I read was it's going to be on Christmas, which I think is just, thank you. So I have to figure out a way to see it, because I'm not waiting any longer. I waited too freaking long. Anyway, it looks amazing, looks beautiful. There are some really great, like I said, we have Kleist Bangs. You've got Mark Gatiss himself in this, Sacha Dhawan. There's a lot of just fantastic actors. Personally, myself, I really, really, really wanted Peter Capaldi to be Van Helsing in this show. It could still happen. Who knows? He's off filming Suicide Squad in Atlanta and cosplaying as the 12th Doctor for Halloween because he's a geek. So I can't wait. It looks even better than I was hoping for. And one thing before I move on to The Mandalorian, when I read the little bit of, because this has been really kept quiet and very mysterious, the plot for Dracula. We only were told that it would be a period drama, which is unlike Sherlock, which moved Sherlock into modern time. But one thing that they've really made a note of saying is that this is going to show Dracula not as a villain or 100% a villain. He's going to be sort of an anti-hero or heroic. Now, this is the thing that I love about that, because I love Dracula having that sense of heroism to him, especially since Vlad the Impaler, who he's based on, which Bram Stoker based upon, is considered a hero in Romania. He fought the Turks. He's actually a hero. They teach their kids that he was a hero, a war hero, for what he did defending Christianity. Now, one thing this really reminded me of, and this is something for you guys to look up and find and read, because I think you'd love it, and I grew up reading these books. There is an author named Fred Saberhagen who did a series of books all about Dracula and about how he was actually misunderstood and had bad publicity from these books and these journal entries, and he was actually not the bad guy. And this all started in a very fantastic book called The Dracula Tapes, which you should read. It's fantastic. It's an alternate telling of Dracula as found from these lost audio recordings of Dracula telling his side of the story. And you find out that, it was all a misunderstanding, and that it was not Dracula's fault, and he wasn't the bad guy. So, and what's cool about these stories and these books is that throughout the ages, Dracula ends up being the guardian of Sherlock Holmes's family after a fashion throughout the years. And there's another book in the story called An Old Friend of the Family. The Holmes Dracula files happen. So God, wouldn't that be a neat crossover if that actually occurred with this? If we got the Sherlock guys crossing over with Dracula, it could happen. Weirder things have happened, right? So I don't know that if Gatiss and Moffat were inspired by these books, but that would be fantastic, and I would be down for that. I think a lot of people need to rediscover these Fred Saberhagen novels because they are so good and they are very well written, and I hope this kind of kicks that into gear. We need, I'm really so excited about this because I really enjoyed the NBC Dracula series that got canned after one season, which was so well done. And if you haven't seen that, if you didn't even know that existed since it died so quickly, go check it out. NBC has it streaming, I believe. And you can buy it if you can find it on DVD and Blu-ray. So let's talk The Mandalorian. We're now into Star Wars territory. And I am more stoked now than I was. I was pretty damn stoked because Pedro Pascal is one of my favorite lesser celebrated actors. And I don't like that he dies in literally everything he does. So the good news about The Mandalorian is he is the lead character. And if they kill him off in this, that's going to suck. It's going to just not be okay. I mean, they could do a twist, I guess, and have him die in the first episode, which seems to be his MO. But anyway, the new trailer came out today, and we finally got to hear him speak. I'm wondering if they're really going to do this like a Judge Dredd, where you never see him with his helmet off. That would be a shame because Pedro Pascal is a very nice looking man. But I loved what I saw in the trailer. There was some really, really cool bits. I believe it was I always say it, I always get the code right. It's like IG 88. Is that right? Oh God, I'm going to be murdered. But you see him, that was retaken from the other trailer. I believe we had that on there. But this trailer was Werner Herzog speaking over the entire thing. And we still don't know who he is. From this, he could be part of the Empire, but I don't know. I love that they showed all of these stormtrooper heads on step bikes and things, and palers all over the place. I love that we get more visibility to the other characters. Like, you get to see, like, Gina Carano a little bit more. You see her fist bumping him. You see Carl Weathers, who looks fantastic. I love getting to see more of Giancarlo Esposito, and we actually got a little bit more information about him where he is an ex-Moff, which is what Tarkin was in Star Wars. So we know that he used to be in the Empire, and something happened with him. What it's saying, what the Wikipedia entries and things are saying is that he was a former governor under the Empire whose life was changed after the rebels destroyed the second Death Star. So that gives you an idea of where this is happening. So this is happening after the events of the second Death Star being destroyed, at least according to Wikipedia and other places. I love Giancarlo Esposito. He's a great actor. This looks fantastic. There's some really cool action sequences going on there. We get to see a lot more of the universe there and the planets, and getting to see them. It looked like dewbacks were being ridden. I love his ship. His ship really, my husband said it, he was like, he's just driving a Slave One ship. No, it looks like the ship from Battle Beyond the Stars to me. It looks like Nell. It's got that like ovary looking thing going on where, anyway, that's what it looks like to me. It looks like the Battle Beyond the Stars ship. But it looks really great. We see like there's a little bit more of his life being shown. So it's, from what I read, the budget for this was like $100 million, which is not, that's nothing in the Star Wars movie universe. And they got a whole episode run of series for that. I think it looks really fantastic. I love that they're keeping it mysterious. it looks like some of the movements he does in it, and just the way he's just, fearless, and just the Western vibe to it too is fantastic. I really love all of that. So this trailer was really great. I don't know if we're going to get one more. I don't think we need any more. I mean, this is whet the appetite for everybody for this. I'm really curious to see who Werner Herzog is playing in it. Nick Nolte's in there somewhere, and I don't know if we've even seen him yet. So this just shows us a lot more, we got more characters. We got a little bit more peek into who he is and how he moves and what he does. So I am really, really excited for The Mandalorian. Disney Plus has got all my money. And if you weren't aware of what Disney Plus else besides all the Marvel series that are going to be on there, you've got Gargoyles, you've got the original X-Men cartoon series, all of that are going to be on Disney Plus too. But man, The Mandalorian looks fantastic. And I'm wondering if they're going to do some sort of, maybe a little bit of a preview on Rise of Skywalker. We've been good. Actually, by then oh God. Can you believe that it's almost the end of October and Disney Plus is almost here because they start in November. And yeah, so Disney Plus, it's gonna be here like on November 12th. So we've only got about 2 weeks left to wait for this. I need to get my subscription taken care of because I need more streaming services. Don't we all? But yeah, so I am so excited. This is just this year when it comes to entertainment has been amazing, and this is just going to knock it out of the park. I think The Mandalorian is going to be great, and Dracula just hit every note right for me. If you are a horror fan, classic lit fan, you love your vampires, if you love Hammer like I do, I think Gatiss is going to give us a big old present for Christmas on this, and I can't wait. I just think it looks fantastic. So that is my talk and review for those two properties. I guess you would say they're the anti-heroes that are coming for us. So I hope you enjoyed it. Horror and sci-fi meet here, and Rutger Hauer forever. Rutger Hauer. So with that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what more you would like to hear about, see what you would like me to cover for you. I'm here for you to give you insight and info and goodies on the world of entertainment. So thank you, Zenny. Thank you, guys. And I'll be back soon with more live streams. So see ya.